I'd like to show you why knowing your why is the start of your journey. Without a strong why, it can be so difficult to reach your maximum potential. My name is Dr. Balara, and every week I meet with real estate investors and mindset specialists that are taking action in order to build a life according to their own terms. We will break down what drives successful people and allows them to achieve at such a high level. If you are a professional wanting to break through, or simply someone that wants to hear an inspiring story, the Know Your Why podcast is made for you. Hi everyone, I am Balara, and this is the Know Your Why podcast. For this episode, we're just going to do something special, sort of a year in review, as well as maybe what we're looking forward to in the upcoming year, 2022. So I guess I'll run through it quickly, but I wanted to start with around this time, this last year, around the new year. I had been, sort of working towards this real estate business, developing large capital, and trying to establish myself as a syndicator. It had been a little over 6 months and things weren't going well. And I struggled with that. Not always the most patient person. And so I just was having a hard time with, kind of the slow nature of development of the business, which is how it goes. And I'm learning patience along the way. But so at about this time last year, really all we had is we had invested as limited partners in someone else's syndication, which I think was a great start. But was definitely looking to do my own deals and get more of our capital placed. And so I just really reached the point where I decided I needed to start doing something. And so started off the year actually getting involved in a couple of different hard money loans for flippers. My partner and I had pooled our capital, and we just thought it would be good to get it put to use. It's a sort of a short-term situation, and ability to make our money make money. And so it shows, how there are so many different avenues you can go in real estate, and that's certainly one of them. At the same time, I really doubled down on networking and forming relationships with brokers and property management. I had probably been, if I'm being honest with myself, been scattered, kind of looking at any deal I could possibly look at, and really not sort of focusing on one specific market. I had probably looked, like I said, at just about any deal that came through my email. And so I decided I need to get more focused and really settled into the Atlanta MSA, looking at as many deals as I could coming through there, and just reaching out to making as many connections as I possibly could. And so, basically there was kind of a series of events that happened in the beginning of the year that were really, if you put it on paper, really nothing happened. But I think that's really selling it short, because what happened was, like I said, making those connections, started speaking to a lot of different people, other investors, like I said, looking at deals in the Atlanta MSA, connecting with property management down there, and going through, sort of the process of underwriting, and also having the property management, walk those properties for me and talk about them, and even making some offers along the way that didn't really pan out. So ultimately, a couple of things happened. I connected with a group that I was introduced to them because they had been doing multifamily and they had transitioned to doing self-storage deals. And they invited me to be part of a joint venture with them on a self-storage deal. So told them I was definitely interested, again, just trying to be opportunistic and make things, do some sort of deals, even though self-storage wasn't necessarily my first inclination. It's another great asset class with great returns. So certainly not unhappy to have it be a part of my portfolio. So that was one, I guess, iron in the fire, if you would. And then also at the same time was, making other connections with other multifamily investors. And I think really it was sort of in April of 2021, where I started to feel like things were turning around. And that was because I went to Mississippi to look, do due diligence, do the walkthroughs on a potential self-storage deal that we were looking at with this group and as a joint venture. And so, that was exciting, actually, getting out there and doing something, touring the properties, really actually being pleasantly surprised at how nice everything looked. So was very happy to have that deal in the works. The other thing I did at the beginning of the year is made a commitment to start this podcast. And so at the beginning, it was obviously a setup phase, and then starting by recording a number of episodes so that we had, some episodes in the tank, so to speak, for once we launched. And so on May 14th was the first episode was live of the Know Your Why podcast. So that was also kind of an exciting day. But there was, like I said, that first quarter or so of 2021, I had to sort of dig myself out of the negative thoughts and the limiting beliefs, and then really refocus and push even harder to get things done. A couple of things personally that happened at that time. My wife was pregnant. We had sort of made that a goal to have a second child, and she was pregnant at that time, and then was diagnosed with skin cancer on her face, which was a bit of a shocker for us, and fortunately turned out well. She had it removed. Really no problems to speak of, other than her having to deal with that for that incision on her face for a little while. But it was something that we hadn't, as a couple, as a family, hadn't encountered before. I guess I'd say we've been pretty lucky, but being faced with cancer in our family was scary. So that happened. Fortunately, had a good outcome, but again, the year didn't start off with a lot of positives. And then I would say, we could maybe point to June 6th as a bit of a turning point. That's when our little girl was born, Ava. She was born on June 6th, healthy, beautiful little girl. And again, from if I'm being real, I was not excited about having a second child. I'm a little bit older than I would like to be, having two very young children. And I was pretty happy with the way our lives was with our son. So I was initially reluctant, I guess, to go forward with having another child. But of course, my wife, once again, was right. And now I'm so happy that we did, because she's amazing. The two of them together are amazing. And so it's really been, I thought, he would be fine being an only child, but seeing them interact and how much he cares about her and how much she, looks at him with so much love, really has been sort of a game changer for me. So very excited about that. And so the funny thing is, she was born June 6th. I took some time off from work to, kind of be home and help out now that we had two kids. And lo and behold, the real estate stuff kind of exploded at that point. We had already sort of started work on the first of the multifamily deals, which I did an episode on, our closing on December 13th. But basically that was sort of happening very, very early stages when she was born. The self-storage deal actually closed on, that was July 14th. So that happened shortly after she was born. Along the way, I had also connected with another business partner on his new construction development deal on student housing. So that was in the works. I was able to be a part of that deal as well. That closed in September. And so things were obviously really starting to happen. And we had the two actually multifamily deals under contract, one of which I spoke about in the previous episode, in the deal recap episode. The second one actually will be closed at the time of release of this recording. So basically, we started the year, like I said, very, very down. And then uh, I guess I'll give Ava the credit. When my daughter was born, things really turned around, and so we had essentially four deals really. If you're looking at the self-storage deal, which was 452 units in Mississippi, and then the student housing deal, which was another 100 units in Salisbury, Maryland. That's a development deal, so it's still under construction. And then two value-add multifamily deals in the Atlanta MSA, having closed first one on December 13th. Second one will close on December 28th. And so really, sort of closing out the year on a high point. Haven't been without their challenges. It hasn't been without some sleepless nights, but certainly an exciting time. And I think, it's common to talk about numbers and unit counts and all of that. And, maybe I'm just a little different there. I did set a goal. I set a goal for acquiring 250 units in 2021. And we exceeded that slightly in terms of between the multifamily and the self-storage, and then add on the 452 units of multifamily and the student housing, add on 452 units of self-storage. So awesome, right? Exceeded the goals. I'm very excited about that. But what I realized is it's for me, it's not necessarily about that. I'm very impressed by the hard work that people put in to get these massive unit counts, but I don't think it's still about, for me, creating time with my family. And so it's been a thing that at times has been a struggle, because doing all of this is very time consuming and busy. But I'm excited about the impact that we can have going forward. I'm excited about being able to bring more of the veterinary community into these investments as limited partners, which thank you, by the way, to those of you who have trusted me to go ahead and invest in these deals. Very excited to have started that veterinary impact. Started off small, but I intend to grow that. That's one of my big goals in 2022, is to really kind of open it up to as many veterinary people in the veterinary community as investors as I possibly can, and sort of spread the word and educate what opportunities are available to them. So very excited about that. Also really looking forward to hiring someone in 2022. That's high priority list, because it's certainly, this is a team sport for sure. And I am well aware this isn't something I can do alone, and the ability to scale is going to require help. So I'll be looking certainly for an assistant. Anybody listening to this who knows someone who is interested in that capacity, please reach out. If you're interested in investing as well, please reach out. And if you're interested in getting involved in real estate investing in any capacity that I can help you, please reach out. I really, like I said, very excited about the impact that we can have with this investing vehicle. So yeah, it's been an awesome year. There have been ups and downs, but overall extremely positive. We have a happy, healthy family. The real estate business is growing. It's great. I'm very lucky, very fortunate to have sort of all that we do, and kind of continue this growth into the next year. I'd like to say thank you, certainly, to to everyone that's helped the journey so far, for sure. Thank you to my business partners. Thank you to the property management company that we have. Thank you to the brokers helping us get through the deals. Thank you to the legal team. I mean, the list of people that this stuff takes that often I think don't get credit. Title companies, the lending teams, all of these people really do work incredibly hard to get these deals done. So thank you to them. Thank you to my direct business partners, like I said. the guys that are partnering on these deals with. Thank you to the investors. Like I said, incredibly grateful to the people that have trusted me thus far. And I hope to, sort of build that trust, and I look forward to making you lots of money. And maybe most importantly, thank you to my friends and family that have, stood by me and watched me, I guess make a pretty big shift. Still a veterinarian, still a veterinary surgeon. I always will be. I don't intend to stop doing that, but I do know that it's something that has been surprising to people. People have reached out and said, are you still doing surgery? I hope so. That's a good thing for pets. And I appreciate all those messages very, very much. And yes, I am still doing surgery. But I feel like the more I dig in, the more this real estate game is a way for me to give back to not just the pets that we take care of, but maybe make the lives of the veterinary community just a little bit easier. If there's anything we can do to cut back those extremely high rates of veterinary suicide and extremely high rates of burnout, it's worth it. I will do my very, very best to help that in any small way that I can. So thank you again to those investors, and thank you to my kids and my wife who tolerate the constant trips to the office to work on emails, to make phone calls, to record a podcast. Everything that they've tolerated through all of this is amazing. I talk a lot about my why. It's obviously where this podcast got its name, and that's it. That's my family is my why. My wife jokes that I only give credit to the kids, but she's really the one who makes it all go. So thank you, Casey. Truly, thank you. It's been a long road, sometimes hard, but she's always there to support me. She's always there to encourage me. I don't know. She may believe in me more than I do. So it's really nice to have that support. So again, thank you to everyone. I'm sure there are people I'm missing on this list, but don't worry, I'll be back and with plenty more thanks. And I look forward to what 2022 holds. Okay, I'm 100% sure this is going to be a mess, but I just wanted, as part of this, wanted to introduce you to the rest of Lark. Well, almost the rest of Lark, but here's Logan, Elle, and Ava, and this is my wife, Casey. So we just wanted to say to everyone, you're all done? Ready? We're going to say Happy New Year, okay? We're going to say it. 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year! Thanks, buddy. Okay. I'd like to show you why knowing your why is the start of your journey. Without a strong why, it can be so difficult to reach your maximum potential. My name is Dr. Jason Balara, and every week I meet with real estate investors and mindset specialists that are taking action in order to build a life according to their own terms. We will break down what drives successful people and allows them to achieve at such a high level. If you are a professional wanting to break through, or simply someone that wants to hear an inspiring story, the Know Your Why podcast is made for you.